All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Ankur Sharma. Moving forward with the last session for the day here at the Hall Arabica. The topic is analytics, decision support for a new age bank. The talk will revolve around real life cases of how analytics based complex algorithms backed by technology driven execution tools can make a significant contribution in the business. The speaker up next is a chartered accountant and an IIM Ahmedabad alumnus. He has over 17 years of experience in the field. His specialty lies in his vast knowledge from retail assets, credit cards, liabilities, debit cards, and wealth management to business banking and digital banking. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the head of analytics at Yes Bank. Please welcome the gentleman with a thunderous applause. That's Anand K. Sundaram.
Yeah. Okay. Good evening, everyone. I think last session of the day is always we need to leave as soon as possible kind of thing, and I can actually see a lot of empty chairs already. So 35 minutes it says, and I'll try stick to as less as possible. So we go straight into the topic. Very brief, one slide on Yes Bank. Yes Bank typically is why we say it's new age bank, because bank actually started around 2005 and it's a 12-year-old bank compared to most of the private banks and larger banks in India. This is a new age bank. And the foray of the bank, largely it started around the commercial space, and the retail space took over mostly around 2011-10 in that range. So retail is much more younger. And the entrance really in a big way and a huge growth, significant growth in retail space, we started only about a year back. So the entire space of car loans, personal loans, affordable housing and credit cards. Credit cards was the last product that we launched, which we launched actually last year, September. So that's why we call it, it's a complete new age bank. The analytics is about 1.5 years old in this space. And this session, largely I would cover, I think most people would have seen in Cypher and wherever sessions you go, a lot of knowledge around it, a lot of topics around knowledge and theory. I'm going to cover only used cases of examples where we've actually practically used some of those models and how it has impacted and given significantly big revenue impact to the bank. If you see across bank, this analytics team, what we have is across the bank. It actually works, when you say across bank, it is across customer life cycle, which is right from acquisition, portfolio management, the churn, the value build up, and anti-attrition and so on. That's the entire delinquency management, everything comes under it. You look at it from a customer group perspective, it is retail banking, business banking, agriculture banking, all types of groups that you have to service. And you look at it last from type of analytics, it's business analytics, credit analytics, customer analytics, CRM, everything comes into it. Data infra, data governance, all that comes under analytics. So that's how it is a broader scope when you talk about analytics. Use cases that I'm trying to cover, I picked up 6 use cases within the timelines which we have, and a little bit from a different perspective, covering a little bit of debit card, savings, the SME, the self-employed SME category, and so on. So I'll quickly go through all these use cases, and this, if you see the use cases, every use case, there is an algorithm that has been worked into statistically. There is a use of tool, either a R or a SQL or a traditional tool going behind it, running, actually implemented, and we've got the results in each of these use cases. Case 1, right there, this is a debit card use case. RFM is a very, very, very traditional model. Years it's been there. So what is new about this RFM? I mean, RFM everybody knows, right? Recency frequency monetary based, which is used largely in FMCG and banking, so it's nothing new. What is new in this? The biggest thing that is new in this, and we are very proud of it, is that it is customer specific. Why it is, what is different from others? the way we execute the whole model is very customer specific. So what you do in this model is, you have profiled the customer to the T, which means I know him. He is a guy who loves to eat, drink coffee, and he loves Starbucks and things like that. I have analyzed it. The next offer that goes to him in his page, we have designed a web page for him. He goes to the web page, he puts up his customer ID, he gets OTP authenticated, and he gets a series of offer, which is probably Cafe Day, Starbucks, and so on. I know probably he is a beer drinker, sorry, apologize, but he may have a beer cafe or an Irish pub and so on. So he logs in, he sees that. That's the level of customization being done. So RFM used in a way that it is actually customized to every single customer of the bank. So you've tied up with n number of vendors, alliances, partners, and so on, which may give, somebody would give 5% discount, somebody gives 15%, and so on. But you don't publicize everybody, every emailer. So you don't send to all the customers, okay, there is a Coffee Day tie-up 25% off. There is a lifestyle tie-up with a 15% off. You go to specific person after the model and tell them that, okay, you have this kind of an offer, and it really, really has boosted our spends. So I'll not take time in showing you these. These are models. Anyway, these can be shared. This PPT can be shared with the vendor. But I've actually said the way we've developed the RFM and actually got implemented and executed at a personal level, completely personalized. RFM is a traditional model used by everyone, but we've used it with the R script and Java to make it personalized at a web page level, at a customer level. So customer goes to the web page, he puts his customer ID, gets OTP authenticated, and he sees a page listed down with each at a complete personal level offer. That's the RFM model. Very, very significant increase in our activation rates, spend rates. We probably have the highest debit card activation and spend rate in the industry. Second case study, completely different sector, MSME. MSME is a self-employed customer segment, where this case study we have said is using predictive model on stopping the customer from attriting or silent attrition. What is silent attrition and attriting? Very common in the self-employed segment, because self-employed customer is an entrepreneur. He goes to multiple banks. He normally works with 3-4 current accounts in different banks. He may be using, he has taken a line or a OD with certain, with you probably 3 lakhs, somewhere else 2 lakhs, somewhere else another 5 lakhs, and so on. What he typically does as self-employed guy is, he might be pretty active with you for some time. Suddenly you see some drop in behavior. Doesn't mean that his business has gone down. Probably he's growing, but he's growing with your competitor. That's what typically happens, because he might be using the other banks more actively, and for some reason he has stopped using you. Because maybe he's got a client who is having account with the other bank, and he starts using it more. This is a predictive model which predicts such instances, and you are able to proactively go engage with such customer and stop that kind of value that could move out. And proactively you know that, okay, this guy has 5 lakh OD. I proactively engage with him and say, you've been doing well with me. Why don't you take another 2 lakh? We are able to ready to offer. We will increase your line to 7 lakhs. Why don't you use? That concept of attrition which was supposed to happen doesn't happen, and it actually, we have seen it grows up, and the engagement has resulted in going up. The charts kind of show that it was going down, and then suddenly it starts increasing, and we have achieved that kind of complete hockey stick curve turn back, where it has gone down and come up. So it's a very common practice of using univariates and a modeling scorecard concept, but we've used it for predictive modeling. Third one is a individual savings account. Very normal, very, very normal. People like us who are having savings account, who are in jobs, normal tendency, you work in some place, that bank tells you, that company tells you, open an account with, say, HDFC Bank. You open a salary account there, your salary comes, you bulk off your credit or value remains there. Maybe you move jobs, or you move from one place to another, you have quit job, you've taken another job, that guy tells you that, okay, that employer says open an account with Axis. So your salary starts coming there, and then you start maintaining balances there. That HDFC account is like dormant almost. It's silently attrited. The balance has removed and come down to maybe only you've kept a 5,000 there, that's it. That is a very, very normal individual practice. But how do I avoid that? That will keep happening always, right? All the time there will be a set of people who will move accounts to somewhere else. But how do I stop that attrition? I need that fund to remain with me. So I'll have to engage. I'll have to engage, identify that customer he is likely to attract and stop that from attrition. This is that model, value attrition model on savings account, which predicts customer who is dropping. And the first two deciles actually we were able to, I mean, I'm not supposed to quote numbers, but significant crores of money. And these are not from few accounts. It's n number of accounts. All those small 5,000 attrition which had supposed to happen have come back. They all come back because you've identified them on time, given them some sweetener, some engagement with them, and you're able to pull that back. And it's actually resulted in, I mean, hundreds of crores, I would say. It's beyond that. So that's a huge money that come back, but a simple model of predictive value attrition prediction. Another case study, I'm on fourth one, MSME scorecard. Again on the SME front. Scoring card in the credit scenario is a very, very strong tool to predict or identify a customer using his own, all the metrics that the customer provides. And when he comes for applying for a OD limit or a loan or anything, the customer gives you certain set of details. You also then hit the bureaus to figure out his past credit history, and you get some more details. Now, normally what happens is in a bank like ours and most of the other banks, which has say 1,000+ branches, right? And all these risk activity of giving loans happen decentralized way. So a person sitting in Tirupur in Tamil Nadu or in Gurgaon or some other place in Gujarat, Surat and so on. So there are people sitting there who are analyzing this kind of a loan application and then deciding basis themselves, right? Okay, acha lag raha hai ye case, I'll take it, I'll give a loan, I'll not give a loan. They have a certain policy, they will go by that. So there is a judgmental and bias comes in. Scorecard algorithm eliminates that bias. What does it do? It has analyzed lot of data of the past. It has built an algorithm that if you lend basis this algorithm, it doesn't go bad. It helps you do a straight through processing. So this scorecard is actually used for both purposes. The scorecard helps you to identify customers who can be straight through basis algorithm processed. It also helps you to reject upfront certain cases. If you run the scorecard algorithm on your existing customer, it helps you identify who are the very, very high risk customers, who you can de-risk, who you may not lend further, or you may reduce the limit, curtail your exposure and so on. So this is a classic example where you use scorecard algorithms for both lending, application scorecard, as well as for renewal and limit enhancements and so on. So this is another case study where we have completely helped us to maintain our portfolio quality without going delinquent. So we've been able to identify early warning risk of customers and not able to give them more and curtail our exposure to ensure the quality of the book remains well. Text mining unstructured. These words you probably heard a lot of times in these type of forums, right? We can do unstructured, we can do data mining on unstructured data. There's a case study we've shown here where we've actually used unstructured data and done a lot of good business and significant amount of huge business that we have done on this. What is this unstructured data? Transaction data in banking is unstructured. What type of transaction data is unstructured? Transaction data in banking has a lot of free text fields. What I know is it's a check transaction. So what I know is, okay, he has written check and he has given in favor of somebody. But what I don't know, a lot of these fields are free text fields. So I know a check is not a free text field, it's coded as a channel, right? It's a channel or a deal code or something, you will have a transaction code for that. But a lot of the narration part is completely free text. So what you do when you have millions and millions of transactions with a free text data, you can text mine the unstructured data to form some types of clusters around it. In this particular project, this is on current accounts between B2B transactions. what we were able to identify basis text mining is, just an example, probably I'll give you an example so to understand better. So Asian Paints, for example. So we came to know we don't have Asian Paint as a customer. Asian Paint doesn't have an account with us. But we came to know that there are, say, 1,500, 2,000 plus vendors who are all paying to Asian Paints, who are all drawing checks to Asian Paints and giving it. Which means they're all in the distribution chain of Asian Paints, supply chain management, right? So this is a case study on supply chain financing. So by text mining, you are able to identify how many distributors you have of Asian Paints, how many suppliers you have of a bigger merchant or a bigger corporate. So if I know as a product manager in advance that I have 500 customers who sell some products of Dalmia Cements, I know that I have 2,000 people who purchase from Asian Paints and so on. I can do a supply chain management for these customers, go to them that I know this is the value of quantum of bills discounting I can do for you at this rate, and I can offer you this kind of OD limits. And we went with such kind of a proposition, and significant business was gathered. So it's a use case where text mining was used to identify groups and clusters of customers who are all either writing checks or NEFT, DD, any kind of thing to one particular corporate, and you are able to identify the entire supply chain management. You are able to identify who is distributor, who is a supplier, what is the quantum he does in a year and so on, and then basis that you are able to finance him with a pre-approved offer. And he will take it for most because you go in completely prepared with concept, right? So that's another example. Last one, yes, Insta. First time in the industry. This is what I have written, and this is factually true. And this is first time in the industry that this is a case study on credit cards. Most people today, if you walk into any kind of bigger stores or a mall, big bazaar or a lifestyle or a mall, and you pay the bill and come out, you see a guy standing there, sir, do you want to apply for SBI card? Did you use your card and things like that? There's a FOS, feet on street, or a DSA channel guy standing there asking you to fill up a form. Now what he typically does is he's seen that you have paid a bill, and probably he's in his mind thought you are a probable customer to sell, and he takes an application. Some people say no, and some people say okay fine, give it, and they sign it. Now this is a DSA model. Credit card sourcing largely happens in a DSA feet on street model, and these applications come in and may get approved, may not get approved. He doesn't tell you what is going to happen, he just takes it. DSA model works on incentive. He has targets to fulfill, and obviously it clogs the system. Now as I said in the beginning, we launched the card pretty recent, right, 6 months back, and we are right now today crossed. In fact, MasterCard, we have tie-ups with MasterCard, and MasterCard actually said that we were the first bank in the world to touch 1.5 lakh cards in 6 months of launch. And we do have a very scientific way of sourcing it. Now what it happens is, what I'm saying is that these DSAs take the forms from anyone and they clog the system. So you'll have to, this product which we designed is a scoring algorithm delivered on an SMS. And why SMS? Yes, we could have, today mobile apps are available, websites are available, smartphones are available, but the DSA standing in these stores, we have clearly seen that he is not a high-end smartphone user or a mobile banking app user. So we've actually seen that the best take-up rate he had from an education level perspective was SMS. He knows, sir, just tell me A, B, C. A means I have to take it, B means don't take it, or C means ask him something more. Simple. He doesn't understand if you tell him a mobile app, log in and it will give you some answers on it. No, he doesn't understand anything. So we've made this product, and this is the enabling sales team with instant credit decisioning. So this product works is the person standing there sends you a couple of things. He asks the customer 2-3 things. What is your name, date of birth, and something else. He sends an SMS. It goes into the back end, the entire algorithm runs in the back end, integrated with the bureau, with our existing customer data and everything. The entire scoring logic runs in a second and gets back to him with an output which is plain vanilla ABC, and he knows that, okay, if it is an A, okay, he confirms to the customer then and there, sir, आपका card approve हो जाएगा. He is instantly giving you a commitment, and we ensure that the commitment is honored. And that's the scoring logic around it. Yeah. Yes, the algorithm is across. So it's not specific to a customer who is already in bureau or anything. It is a
maybe his address, basic details, right? So using that only, or do you say that is the go-to customer, not go-to customer?
we do. So that's what the algorithm does. So algorithm does check. So I can't disclose what all it checks. It does check, and it's not that every case it will say A and take the approval and give him a commitment, right? So it will. So if it is you need more information from him, it will specifically say in this case, ask him, does he hold another card? Or ask him what is his salary, or what, I don't know, basically. I don't want to reveal how it actually asks and gives, but it's not complicated. What I'm trying to say is it only, actually the experience is it only tells you A, B or C. But what is B, what is C is something that field force knows to react.
Since it is happening really,
Yes.
I'm assuming it is very fast.
Yes.
Right? And just the person is giving the details, and you are giving the decision in a
Yes.
maximum minute.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it works. I can offline show you by sending an SMS how it works. It does work. It does work. Technology is there today. I don't want to name the bureau. Bureau database. Yes, it's bureau. And it's not only bureau. I mentioned it very clearly. It is not only bureau. Somebody asked just now, if a customer doesn't have a presence in bureau, it still works. He may be my savings customer. He may not be having a bureau presence. We have a significant savings base. So he may be a savings bank account customer. He may not be a bureau customer, right? He may not, in his life, he has never taken a loan or a card. So he may not be present in bureau. He may still be my customer of savings. I can still make a decision and give him an approval. But if he is not my customer, is not a bureau customer, then I can't give him an approval. I can still give a direction to the sales guy whether to pick up, go ahead or not go ahead. Right? I can still do that. So that's why we've given a or mobile. Or mobile. It's all. Yes. Yeah. Sorry?
So how much time journey takes from the time you capture the data to the time you get this decision, go, no go, or
Instant. It's like second or 2 seconds. See, systems are there, and that's why I said don't go by systems and technology. Technology today has gone somewhere else, right? Technology is available. It's all about algorithm. How correct are you? How correct accuracy are you? Are you able to see? More important for me from an analytics perspective tomorrow is whoever I have said A and approved, if that guy goes delinquent, my job is gone. Till date, zero delinquency. Till date, zero delinquency, and we are able to do it.
For credit cards,
This we have launched on credit cards. We have now run it successfully 6 months. We've launched it now for all products. Very recently.
Two negatives.
Sorry?
Two negatives. How about two negatives? I mean, if you are saying that if a person is not eligible,
Yeah.
but he is eligible, and if you are saying if a person is eligible, but going forward,
We have not cut. So we learned. I'll put it this way. So it's not that it is once rolled out on month one and we are continuing till now as is. Every month we've tweaked. Every month we've tweaked the logics and things like that. Every learning we've tweaked it. We've improved. And we've made it more robust as we go.
You take the entire dump of the bureau data and keep it with you, or you make a query to the bureau and the bureau.
No bureau gives you dump. No bureau.
You-
It's all happening real time.
No, for your customers. So you may query for your own customers there, and the bureau will give you the dump for that.
they won't be. So it's all happening real. So real time it's going. So conceptually, data from the SMS going from somewhere to some particular server. From that server, it's going to our database. It's also going to your database. It's then coming back. It's getting collated. Rule runs and then goes back. Yeah. So a lot of good question. So if you see the bottom 3-4 points, biggest point is significant cost reduction by avoiding junk leads. There's no junk coming in the system. DSAs have been fooling around you by dumping junks of data and they will make incentives, right? That's no longer, he can't, so it's end-to-end tracked. Every case that SMS that he checks, we check whether that has come into the system or not come in system. Did he simply do a check and not log in? All that is checked. Everything is tracked. So junk is gone out. That is a huge cost save. Customer delight. I'm not keeping the customer in dark. If it is a decline case, he is upfront saying it. So these are huge advantages in that sense. And we see money. I mean, I'm okay to say a no to the customer upfront, rather than picking his case and keeping him dark. Ki processing ho raha hai. Yeah. So I've covered this largely. So traditional system, as you said, traditional method, salesman picks up, application goes, file is checked, and then approval is given. In this method, it's an insta-flow. That's done. That's next steps. Next year, ready to be back with AI and bots used cases. Yes, we are already working.